I wake up to a world that wasn't built for me to win, with narrow doors and heavy stairs and walls that hem me in. But I've got a different rhythm and a spirit made of steel. I don't need your pity for the way that I might feel. I've been navigating mountains that you didn't even see. Every sidewalk is a puzzle, every day a victory. And I'm tired of the whispers and the way you look away, like I'm some kind of shadow in the middle of the day. I'm not asking for a favor, I'm just asking for the right to walk or roll or wander in the brightness of the light. Don't look down upon my journey, don't mistake me for the weak. I got a story in my bones and a power when I speak. Respect is all I'm after, and I've earned it through and through. I'm a person, I'm a neighbor, I'm a human, just like you. I've seen the way you hesitate when you're standing by my side, like you're scared to say the wrong thing or you're looking for a high. But my chair is just my shoes and my cane is just my eyes. There's a whole lot of wisdom underneath these open skies. I've got a community of warriors who know the way it goes, from the quiet of the morning to the heavy evening glows. We're advocating for the space that we should have always had. It's not about being broken, and it's not about being sad. I'm not asking for a favor, I'm just asking for the right to walk or roll or wander in the brightness of the light. Don't look down upon my journey, don't mistake me for the weak. I've got a story in my bones and a power when I speak. Respect is all I'm after, and I've earned it through and through. I'm a person, I'm a neighbor, I'm a human, just like you. It's the dignity of choice and the freedom of the street. It's the simple satisfaction of the people that we meet. When the barriers come down and the world begins to grow, there's a beautiful resilience that the world is gonna know. I'm not asking for a favor, I'm just asking for the right to walk or roll or wander in the brightness of the light. Don't look down upon my journey, don't mistake me for the weak. I've got a story in my bones and a power when I speak. Respect is all I'm after, and I've earned it through and through. I'm a person, I'm a neighbor, I'm a human, just like you. Yeah, I'm standing tall in my own way. Respect the life I live today. Built to stand, built to stay. I'm right here, I'm on my way.
Hi, welcome to Real Talk, where disability rights matter. This channel is a space for honest, open, real conversation about intellectual and developmental disabilities and what everyday life is truly like in a solo or group home. Here we can talk about disability rights and responsibilities, being an advocate, and what it means to advocate and how to start. We can also share lived experiences and give you an inside look at what a group home, still home life is like, from the challenges to the wins. I share real experiences and try to answer questions to the best of my knowledge. and answer to topics that don't always get answered or explained, or sometimes they get explained wrong. These topics are real life, real stories, and real talk because disability rights matter. Some videos will be serious, some will be fun, but all are meant to educate and inform, and I will do my best to do just that. We are also here to learn together because together we can make a difference. Whether you are an individual that receives services, a parent or guardian who has a loved one or someone they care about that needs or has received services, or somebody just that wants to know more about it. Stay tuned.
Respect is all I'm after, and I've earned it through and through. I'm a person, I'm a neighbor, I'm a human, just like you. Yeah, I'm standing tall in my own way. Respect the life I live today.
Hi, welcome to Real Talk. Hi, my name is April, and today I want to talk about what it's like living in a cila home. And everybody's story is different from like where they live or where the provider is at. Um, and just basically like no two homes are going to be completely the same. So what I'm going to share is what it's like living at my house for me. Doesn't mean it's going to be the same everywhere around, or even with the same provider that you're getting services with. Doesn't mean that from one house to another, not necessarily going to be the same. So here's a little bit about my house. So at my house, we usually have between 1 to 2 people, DSPs, this support, direct support professionals. Um, at times there are 3, but that's usually in the morning. That we go to work, and we'll have like 3 in the morning. But let me introduce myself first. My name is April. I am a self-advocate and a mentor. I am passionate about speaking for people with disabilities and help making sure their voices are heard. I enjoy helping others and learning how to advocate for themselves, understanding their rights and feelings, empower them to share their experiences. I believe everyone deserves respect, opportunities, and support to live the life they choose. I am also involved in advocacy work, and I enjoy learning about how disability systems work throughout different communities. I have lived at my current cila home for almost 3 years. Today I want to excuse me. Today I want to share what it's like for me to living at a cila home. Many people don't know what a cila is. I want to share my experiences and help people better understand community living. Every person's experience is different, but this is what life is like for me. What is a cila? cila stands for Community Integration Living Arrangement. It allows people with disabilities to live in the community instead of institutions. Staff, DSPs, are available to provide support when needed. The goal is to help people live independently as possible. A cila is supervised living arrangement for adults 18 or older with developmental disabilities, mental illnesses, or other conditions that impair their independent living. Structure and size, typically a house, 8 or fewer, unrelated adults in a group home, family home, or an apartment. Some cilas can be staffed 24 hours a day or intermittent staff depending on the resident's needs. A host home or a foster home or a dedicated group home. So there are cila homes that are 24-hour. There are cilas which are a little more independent. They don't have 24-hour staff. They just have staff depending on the person plan. There are a variety of range of hours that they get a day or a week or whatever they have planned out. Like I said, everybody is services will be different. What one person get, another person won't. Purpose and services. Cila homes provide individualized residents personal support services under direct of local community support team, Illinois Department of Human Services. May include assistance with daily living tasks, education, training, and employment support, independent living skills and development, financial management and transportation help, social and recreation activities. The goal is to keep residents transition towards greater independence while receiving tailored support. So where I live, I take Uber once in a while. Um, but because of the location where I live at, pace service is not available. It's a call, so, in a so-called blackout area. Um, but so like the pace bus does not come to my house. We have to, if we were to take pace bus, we would have to go to a designated area where pace um will go to pick us up. To be eligible for a cila home, um, generally you must be 18 or older, have a significant intellectual or developmental disability, or a qualifying mental illness, plus a developmental disability. You must need supervised living arrangements with hands-on services, consent or have a guardian's consent to follow a personalized service plan, have a Medicaid coverage or other funding for services. A primary mental illness alone, like severe depression, schizophrenia, does not qualify without accompanying a developmental disability. So, in other words, um, if you just are, um, if you just have, um, um, a mental, um, illness, correct diagnosis, you wouldn't qualify for a solo home. You had to have in your diagnosis an intellectual or developmental disability of some kind. Funding. The funding through the Adult Home and Community-Based Services Medicaid Waiver Program. Residents may also pay out of pocket if Medicaid coverage is insignificant. Regulations of a solo home are licensed regulated by the Illinois Department of Services, IDHS, to ensure they meet minimum standard for safety, care, and support. So, for instance, like, depending where you're coming from, like, I came from a state facility, and on when I was transitioning out, they had to apply for funding for me, um, for the solo home, um, which is a Medicaid waiver program. And then, um, you get approved for that, and then after that's approved, then I was able to move into my home. The That process can take a little bit, so you need to be patient. It's not like an overnight thing. Like, they send it in and you're approved and you're moving in. Um, yeah. So and then, like, for there's special criterias, like the home has to meet in order to keep the funding. Um, Sometimes they'll have, like, the the state comes in to look at the homes, um, to make sure they're up to standard. And then, there's different, like, fire inspections to make sure everything is good and stuff like that. So here's a little of what my life looks like during the day, um, on a weekday, Monday through Friday. Um, I usually wake up at 4 a.m., and that's my choice. I'm not required to wake up at 4 a.m. I just like to have my me time and some quiet time for myself to start my day. I usually start my day in the morning by doing some morning stretches. And then I usually take my shower, and then I will do my devotional readings. Like, I read my Bible or my devotional books and stuff like that. Um, my spiritual health is really important to me. And then I watch YouTube or do some research on different subjects that are in my interest. Um, so I administer my own medicine. I have a lockbox that has my meds in it that I keep in my room, and I do my own meds. Um, and then I head upstairs about 7 a.m. And when I usually go upstairs, staff are already doing other meds up there, cooking breakfast, um, helping people that need a little extra help get ready for the day. Then we have breakfast, and I make my lunch if I didn't make it already the night before. Um, and sometimes we like chit chat and talk about our day. Um, we have one staff, and she always has some music playing, different types of music and stuff, and it helps us get refreshed for the day and stuff like that. Um, and then about between 8 and 8:30, sometimes before 8, we'll leave for work, and they'll do the drop offs, and um, yeah, we go different places. Some people go to a day program. Um, Sometimes some people would go to an art program that we go to. And then for me, I have a community job. I do 3 days a week, which I work as a sales associate. Um, Household responsibilities include um going to work, vol- going to work. We do. You can volunteer, advocacy events, and community activities. So, like I said before, I work in a community job, 3 days a week, and then I go to an art studio, um, for artists with disabilities the other 2 days. I'm also involved with the Arc of Illinois and the Going Home Coalition and Rev Up Illinois. Um, I have gone to the Capitol and talked with legislators, and I've also gone to the transition fairs at two of the state operated developmental centers here in Illinois. We go on several outings at my house. We also go on outings at the art studio I go to also. And like the outings that we might go to at my house, we might do personal shopping, like go into Walmart, Dollar Tree. We might go bowling or to the Shed Aquarium, um to different things. You go to the library. Um we go on mall walks where we'll go to the mall and just walk around. Um we go on out of town or out of state trips also. We've gone to um the Great Wolf Lodge, or Great Bear Lodge, I think it was called. We've gone to the Mall of America, which was really fun. Evening routines. Our the evening routines are after work or day program, we get picked up and go home. Depending on the weather, we usually will take a walk around the block, and then we come home, we get a little snack if we want one, and then they do med pass about 4 um for people who get them. Um, and then depending on the day, we'll look at the calendar to see what's scheduled for the day, which could be an activity in house. Like sometimes we'll do a bingo game at the house, or games, or spa day where we'll do our nails, or do different things like that. And then or sometimes we might go out, like I said, we might go bowling, or sometimes a van ride or a mall walk, just whatever is scheduled. Um, and then we usually have dinner between 6 and 7. We do our chores, which includes stuff like dishes and trash, sweeping and mopping, vacuum rugs, clean the bathrooms, sweep and mop the basement. Because this is our home, staff is here to assist us, but they're not here to do it for us. They strive to help us live independently as possible. Living in a cila doesn't mean someone does everything for me. I make my choices, set goals, and live my own life with the support that I do need. The things I like about living in my cila, I love having my own room. So I live with 5 other people. There's 6 of us, and everybody in my house has their own room. I like my staff. They're very supportive of me. They've helped me accomplish a lot of my goals that I have. I love having my job, and I love having the independence to do the things that I want to do. Some of the challenges I have faced, because anywhere you go, you're going to have some challenges. You know, every day isn't going to be perfect, you know, um, but just, you know, I don't want anybody to ever feel like that when you get to a group home, it's all going to be roses, because it's not. You know, you're still going to have bad days and you're going to have good days. But, you know, everything that I have faced, the challenges, have helped me grow. So here are some of the challenges I have faced. And because I can be a little hot headed at times, I can be stubborn, you know, I'm not real good with conflict. Um, Sometimes I don't handle conflict good. Um, I don't, I don't like to engage in conflict, and when I do, it's because I know that something doesn't sound right. If somebody is telling me something, sometimes I need to be told it a little different. And sometimes I'll go to different staff to try to understand what it is that I'm being told. Because the person that's telling me is not telling me in words that I can understand. So sometimes I'll go to staff to try to get an answer that I can understand why it's happening or why they're saying this. I don't like it when people think they know what I need without asking me. That is very important. You can't know what I need or want without my input. I am very strong in that belief because of the fact that you may know what I like and what I don't like, but at different times, my needs might be different than what they were the last time. So that's why it's very important for professionals, DSPs, to always ask what you're needing at that time. Or sometimes people try and take my disability and make it seem like I don't know what I need or want. So I let them know it, but sometimes I have a hard time forming my words, and it comes out ways that I don't mean for it to. But when I'm determined or passionate about something, I would like to be heard. Like any living situations, wherever you live, whether you're living in your own apartment, in the an SODC or a cila or anywhere you're living, there are going to be challenges. Um, but I've learned how important self advocacy is when facing these challenges. For some advice for somebody who wants to move into a group home or a cila home, um, it's very important to take your time and make sure it's the right fit for you. So, for somebody moving from an SODC to a cila home, from my experience moving from cila home to a group home, or cila home from an SODC, I had a few options or in a few places that I toured. Um, but I was really passionate about what I wanted and what I didn't want in my home. Um, and everybody's needs and wants are going to be different. But the important thing is to know what you want and don't let other people talk you into something that you know that's not what you want. Moving into a new home is a big decision, and it's also important for you to take your time to make sure it's the right fit. First, ask questions. Don't be afraid to speak up and ask about rules, staff support, daily activities, meals, transportation, and anything else that matters to you. The more questions you ask, the more informed you will be. And if you're able to, I would always write notes. Or have somebody you trust help you write the notes. Or key factors that you liked and what you didn't like about the place that you visited. Second, visit different homes. Every home is different. What worked for one person may not work for another. Take your time to visit. Meet the people you're going to live with. See how the home feels. And ask yourself, can I see myself being comfortable and happy here? And, if you're really just wanting to get out of the situation you're in, I would say, is it worth um is it worth you moving somewhere and it not being how you thought it would be? Third, learn about your rights. You do have rights, and it's important for you to understand them. You should know what choices you have and what support is available to help you succeed. Also, get involved in decisions about your own life. This is your home and your future. Your goals and opinions and choices matter because planning of what you want in your life and looks like is most important decision you can ever make, because this is how you're going to live your life. Living in a solo home has helped me grow and become more independent. It isn't always perfect, but has given me opportunity to learn, advocate, and be part of my community. Everyone deserves a chance to live in a meaningful life and have choices about where they want to live. I want to thank everybody. Sorry, my eye itches. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you have questions about living in a solo home or self advocacy, leave them in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe and to share this video. Remember, your voice matters and your story does too. Thank you for watching. Bye, y'all.